Hello. Hey, we have Gary here again. Coming up on number 7. Not very many, is it? Well, I want to talk a little bit about night flying. Night flying is really a spectacular view of Christmas lights, if you will. Most of the lights are really pretty, including the cockpit lights. So I always enjoyed taking somebody up for a night flight early on when I was able to do that. Now the question is, when are you able to do that? So to start off with, I took a student up to Hammett one time, well, more than once. We flew up there and we proceeded. I didn't want to spend a lot of time doing this, but I went up there to do 10 takeoffs and landings to a full stop. So that was going to be everything that was required on night flying almost. So we went up there and we entered the pattern and we get and started touch and go, touch and go, touch and go. And we had to taxi back, take more time to accomplish what we set out to do, which I didn't like really, but we had to do it. So we taxied back and all of a sudden in the taxiway, everything went black, pure black. Couldn't see where we were going, couldn't see if we were going to hit something, couldn't see anything. I said, quick, step on the brakes. And we did that. And then duh. Just click your mic button 3, 5, or 7 times is all it'll take to bring up our runway lights. You can control the runway lights in the airplane when there's no tower by clicking your mic button 3, 5, or 7 times. Dim, medium, or strong, okay? Well, so we did that, and wham, all of a sudden we had lights. Oh, that felt really good. So we completed all of our landings and takeoffs. And because we went up to Hammett, it was 51 miles to Hammett, so we completed any kind of night cross country that might be required. And, so that was very enjoyable and very enlightening. So it's, let me see what I got here in my notes. One of the most important things on night flying is a light. You know, the lamp, you put the strap on and you just put this band on your head and you have a light and you turn it on and you can see. It can be bright, dim, or it can be red, or it can be green. And that green is very good too. But really the red, some people are in doubt as to why this is red. It's to protect your night vision. It used to be the pilots had to go and sit in a pretty dark room for about 30 minutes prior to going out and going night flying. And they would sit in there with this little red light up on the wall, and that would cause their eyes to accommodate to night so they could see something. So after 30 minutes of sitting in that room, we'd walk on out. Well, I didn't do that. Not even in the Air Force, we didn't do that. But nighttime is nighttime. Now we have, sunset, 1 hour after sunset, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But we know night is night, when it's black, when it's dark, except for the moon. people like to night fly on a full moon night because then they can see where they're going and give a good hint on where the runway is and this sort of thing when it's not well lit or something like that. So anyway, this headlamp you wear on the strap, you have it on red, the light's on red. That way you don't ruin your night vision, so you can, see your instruments clearly and all this. Because, and when you night fly, you have to rely on your instruments more than you do during the day. So let's see what else I was going to tell you. Well, there isn't really that much to it, but the question is, when are you qualified to log nighttime? A person going for their private is going to get 10 takeoffs and landings to a full stop. They'll go and maybe do a little cross country, and they get a great checkout during their private training. And for me, that should qualify them to be able to fly at night and to log some nighttime. But, we've always thought that you couldn't do that until after you got your private. So my question is, you take your private check ride during the day, and you get all checked out on soft field and short field landings and that sort of thing, and great. Now I can go and fly. So what do? They can go out and night fly. Well, because they've already been checked out. They had their 10 takeoffs and landings to a full stop. They went somewhere at night. There was nothing more to it. In the T-38, we'd go up and I would try demonstrating different things to guys, and these things that supposedly happen during night flying don't really feel like they're happening. They don't look like they're happening. But then once you learn what those things are, then you're going to say, oh, now, maybe that is a way that you will learn these things, and maybe it isn't. But anyway, you'll still land the same during the night as you do during the day. You'll pick an aim point, and your touchdown point will be about within 200 feet of the numbers. And you're going to go ahead and fly down to your aim point, and then you're going to land. So the point is, you also have a PAPI. So this gives you a little bit of an edge, both in day and night, for a good stabilized final approach. But, so I think student pilots should be able to log nighttime, because once they've had that night checkout, they're qualified. They're not going to receive any more training. It's kind of a scary thought, isn't it? But try to convince somebody that. Try to convince your students that. And show me where it's written that you can't log nighttime when you're a student pilot. So that's my big question. When can you log nighttime? I think you can log it as a student pilot. If you go out on a cross country and you come back a little late, you're there an hour and a half late, a little late, huh? But if you're going to land after dark, you should be able to log it. And you shouldn't be afraid. If you've had that night checkout, you should be able to go ahead and fly and log that nighttime before you get your private. Well, that's it for now. I'm going to stop. And that is food for thought. If you got any suggestions, please feel free to make them, and I will be glad to read them. Okay? Thanks. Hey, you guys, thank you for listening, and keep plugging away. Look forward to seeing you again next time, okay? Good night.